For years, I thought being accepted meant making other people comfortable. This is what I thought that you should be doing, that you should make other people comfortable for them to accept you. What I did was explaining more, hiding myself, apologizing all the freaking time. Literally, I apologize for everything that has to do with my life. But I realized that no matter how much space I gave away, it was never enough. No matter how much I make myself small, it was never ever enough. No matter how much I tried to hide, I tried to shrink myself and bend myself backwards, it was never ever enough. Because the problem was never my existence. The problem was their discomfort with it. And today, let's talk about why I stopped carrying the emotions that were never mine. Why I stopped carrying the burden of living my life authentically. Why I stopped worrying about people who, if something happened to me today, they will still live their lives and forget about me. And the world is going to be the world until you are no longer in it. Anyway, how are you? How are you? How are you? Hope you are doing wonderful. Welcome to Igbo Queer and Unfiltered. My name is Charles. I know you've had a good week. I hope everything is okay with you, that you are being your wonderful self, living your life unapologetically and doing what needs to be done. Went quiet there for a bit because I just realized how sometimes we don't even know what we are doing, if we are doing things that are right, if we are making any sense, if it is worth it. Whatever you are doing, is it worth it? Am I doing the right thing? And you kept and keep asking yourself some of these questions. And you look around you, you will be like, what is the point of all of this? Why are people so mean to people just for doing nothing wrong to them? And you will be asking yourself a lot of these questions. And I never have answers for so many things. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing as I'm saying. But what I do know is that our lives as a people, I'm not even talking about queer people alone here. I'm just talking about human beings. Our life is important. You can make your life meaningful for you, though sometimes it can be so hard in this capitalist society when you are trying every day to live your life, and then you then happen to be a queer person like me and other queer people who are trying to live their lives. It can be crazy. And the reason why I'm saying this is that I grew up bending myself backwards for people, trying as much as possible for me to be accepted, for me to be liked, trying as much as possible not to make people uncomfortable. And that has really, really not done me any good. And this is the reason why I came out, because it got to a point where I was just living my life for other people. No matter what I tried, I still did not get anyone hold my hands and say to me, it is okay for you to be yourself. It is okay for you to live your life. And that is when I got to the point where I said to myself, I am not responsible for your discomfort. I am not responsible for any of your madness. Whatever it is that you feel about me, I am not responsible for that. I am not responsible for your religious discomfort. I am not responsible for your cultural discomfort, nor your generational discomfort, all of it. I am not responsible for it. Because as I started looking at myself and asking myself questions, so many questions that I did not have answer to, somewhere along the way, I realized that I was taught some of the things that I believe in. Believing that I'm not good enough for being gay, believing that I'm a sinner, believing that I am going to go to hell because of these things we're taught. For years, it took a lot of time, for so many years, for me to get to this point where I am, where I feel the way I feel, where I understand that I'm not a sinner, that I'm not wrong, that I'm not a mistake, and all of the things. Because the conditioning is wild. I had and have been unlearning a lot of the nonsense that I heard in churches, amongst my relatives, some people where I grew up, in school, and all of these things. And I realized that somehow I picked up that my job is to keep you comfortable. And when I mean to keep you comfortable, are the people who think that me being a gay person is wrong. And I went with that. But I got to a point where I said to myself, I'm never going to do that to myself anymore. I am going to live my life unapologetically. I'm going to be myself. You can wish me death. You can insult me. You can tell me that I'm going to go to hell. You can say a lot of the nonsense, but those things do not apply to me. Those things have nothing to do with me. Because there is a saying that the way people treat you has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. And I have said this even to some of my relatives that you need to start learning how to be uncomfortable, being comfortable. Because if someone is doing too much according to you, that person is queer and that person is too much and that person is doing everything that makes you uncomfortable, maybe, just maybe, you need to ask yourself some questions. Why do I feel this way? Is it because of I am suffering from internalized homophobia? Is it because of I don't like myself? And this reminds me of something that I have been taught that it's wrong and I think is wrong. Or is it just that I'm just a wayward person? Or I'm just a wicked person? And a lot of our people need to do better. Need to do better in the sense that we need to start loving our children, whether they are gay, straight, bisexual, lesbians, trans people, gender non-conforming people. Whatever your child is, you need to support your child, love them. Stop feeling uncomfortable about nonsense that people say. Ignore people. All you need to be thinking about is how to raise a well-rounded human being. Because we have been taught that our duty is to try as much as possible not to make all of our relatives, our friends, people in our lives uncomfortable. No, stop doing that from today. If you are someone that likes to dress flamboyantly and be out there, live your life, dress that way, be yourself unapologetically. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do these things, you may get to a point in your life where you will regret having not lived your life the way you want to live your life. Don't do that to yourself. All of the problems I have encountered as a human being, all the horror has happened because of my identity. Sometimes, even when I don't speak it, when they don't know, the things that are said to people and said in the front of me, and you are trying to check them and tell them not to say something like this. You are constantly trying to fight with some of these people, trying to speak to them not to say things like this. And this is what especially we as queer people encounter. And if you are a queer person that is outspoken as well, it becomes a massive problem because what you are doing is that you are challenging everything they believe in. For instance, for myself, I notice a lot of the things that are said to me, the comments that are left on my videos, and the direct messages I get tells me how uncomfortable that I make these people, how angry they are towards me. And sometimes you can tell from some of the messages that some of them are really, really struggling with their sexual orientation and they need to be patted on the back. They need someone to hold their hands and tell them, my child, my daughter, it is okay. It is okay. We see you. We love you. You are not wrong. They want that because they don't have that. They believe that they are going to hell. They believe that you are a problem, that you are challenging everything, that you are telling them that this thing that is a sin is not a sin. And then they want to attack you by commenting everything about your private parts and your body parts and everything. It is crazy. And sometimes, actually, I feel sorry for a lot of these people, in as much as it is annoying and hurtful because I don't like other queer people to see these comments and things like this. Sometimes I really, really feel sorry for them because society has shaped them to be like this. Religion has forced them into being somebody that is repressed, suppressed, and then before you know it, they are suffering from religious abuse, spiritual psychosis, religious psychosis, and all of the things that are not good for them. And this is why I advocate for therapy if you can afford it. If you are someone that is constantly on the internet insulting people that did not do anything to you. And if you are someone that is queer as well, because there is a lot of trauma when you are constantly on a survival mode, constantly trying to fight about who you are, to prove yourself to society, to live your life. It is not easy. A lot of people are not able to be on the internet, create content and say, I am a gay person, and then a gay Igbo man or a gay black man from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Cameroon, or from Burkina Faso and things like this. It is not easy because people are going to say things that are crazy to you, whether you like it or not. And sometimes it can be extremely personal and it is hurtful. So I understand when people are not able to do this. And at the same time, some of these people who literally hate themselves need to do something about it as well. I exist outside the norm, the script that is written on how you should be an Igbo man, how you should be an African man, because I am not doing everything that is said that I should do, like getting married to a woman, having children, keeping the family name and the legacy going, because you need to have children, grandchildren, and all of the things. I am the opposite of that. And I think that because of this, a lot of the people who say to me all the time, who are not even related to me, who don't know me personally, who are angry at me for saying that I do not want children, that's where the problem lies as well. Because they say to me, as an Igbo man, you need to do what our culture requires of you. You need to marry, have children, and you need to not say that you are a gay Igbo man because we don't have gay Igbo people. But they are everywhere. So, and when this happens, all I say to some of these people is that you should worry about some of these Igbo men who beat on their wives, who beat on their children, who abuse children, who molest children, who sexually abuse people. A lot of those people is people who you should be worried about, the ones who are fraudulent, who are scammers. And I have said this so many times in so many ways, and I will continue to say it. But the truth of the matter is that there are queer people everywhere. Just because of it's not spoken in our culture like that doesn't mean they don't exist. Like the other time I went to a restaurant with my man and I was wearing pearl and I had a headscarf. That was just it. The man was so shocked that a man can wear pearl necklace, which is very weird to me. And he was acting weird. And I just realized that he's a gay man that is living in denial because the way he was just so uncomfortable and then he's looking at me. When I look towards him, he looks away and just so many nonsense. And I just realized in that moment that when someone's problem is discomfort and things like this, and when they say, why are you doing this to you? Why are you posting that? Why are you talking about this publicly? These are the things that I get asked all the time. And the reason why I'm connecting this to what happened to me with that guy is because of it's the same thing. Once they see you, maybe they are attracted to you. Their bodies start doing them somehow, and then they see that you have so many things and you are happy with yourself. It can make them extremely angry or aggressive. Why are you doing this? Why are you posting that? Why are you talking about this publicly? Like I get all the time. They are saying to you that your visibility makes them uncomfortable. And the problem here is that instead of them processing their discomfort internally, they outsource it to you. That is why they ask you all the questions. They want you to shrink so they don't have to expand. Because a lot of the times when people speak to you crazy and are extremely homophobic, I've said this so many times, listening to the things they say, listen to what they say to you, what they write, and the way they interact to you. Whatever they say to you tells you where they are mentally, what they think about themselves. If they are suffering from internalized homophobia, if they are struggling with their sexuality, if they are bi-curious, if they are curious. There are so many things people will do that will make you realize what they are dealing with. But the truth of the matter is that growth doesn't work in a way where you are trying to shrink yourself and not live your life. Growth works when you have clarity. When you say to yourself, I know who I am, I'm going to live my life regardless. I'm going to not shrink. Because the truth of the matter is that if you keep yourself in environments that are suppressing you, that are making you repressed, that is not allowing you to blossom, you are never going to grow. You are never going to evolve. You are never going to nourish your soul. You are never going to find your peace. And this is why I preach that it is important for you to find a way, if you can afford it financially when you get to a particular stage in your life, to move away from family dynamics that are higgy and haga, that are toxic for you. Even if you are not out, just move away from them. Because if you move away from them, it will allow you to live your life in the best way possible. It will allow you to evolve, to grow. We are Africans. We love Africa. We love being African. We love it. But the African context of comfort is something sometimes I don't even know, because our people like to be comfortable so much that they will not fight against things that are affecting them, like inequitable distribution of resources and a lot of these things, and bad government. They will not fight for those things. But when it comes to gay people, to LGBTQIA plus individuals, that's when their power will come out. All of them will be strong. They will know how to talk. The reason why I'm saying this is that in many African families and religious spaces, harmony is prized. Harmony often means don't challenge elders, right? Don't challenge anything. Don't say anything like, say, for instance, Nigeria. The president is old. So when you speak evil or you speak things about him that he's done that is evil and you challenge what he's doing, some people will be like, oh, he's your elder now. Why should you even do that? He's your elder. But you forget that respect is both ways. If you are going to be a leader of a country and you're not doing the things that are right for that country, and you are looting and all of you are doing things that are higgy and haga, people are going to speak crazy about you because it's the truth. That is not disrespect. And I am sick and tired of this whole thing about, oh, why don't you respect your elders? Elders mess up all the time. And when they mess up, they need to be corrected. Me, if I'm speaking to my nephews or my nieces, and something happens sometimes, and I felt like I have been disrespectful towards them. I always apologize. I'm not always correct. Just because if I'm older than you doesn't mean I have to disrespect you. It does not mean I am going to disrespect you. And just because of someone is younger doesn't mean they don't have sense. You can learn from anybody. Respect everybody and they will respect you. And I hate the fact that some of our people like to demand respect. They love it. They love demanding respect, even when they don't deserve it. So they're like, don't challenge your elders. Don't question our beliefs. Don't disrupt our reputation. Why are you doing this to us? You are a disgrace. So when you live openly like I am doing, especially as a queer person, you disrupt the illusion of uniformity. Because what you've done is that you are telling them that you are different from them, that you don't want to be that you are an individual. Because some of our people hate individuality. They want you to be in harmony and just be the same thing. For everyone to be painted at the same brush, you have to do everything that we do. Follow that script that is not officially written. You have to follow it. So once you do this, you are disrupting the illusion of uniformity. And that disruption creates discomfort. But they don't understand that discomfort is not danger. It's not. I have felt uncomfortable so many times in situations where it's not like my life is in danger, but it's just that things were told that challenged who I am and what I believe in and what I knew at the time. This was like maybe 20 years ago. And I started asking myself questions because I understand things. And that discomfort, I took it in the right way. And that has helped me today. And I always put myself in positions where people can challenge me. I don't want to have people around me that will always say yes to me, that will not challenge me on whatever I'm doing. It's like when you are a boss of a company, you have people who work for you and you just want yes members. No, you want people who will be innovative, who will challenge you, who will tell you when things in the company are not moving in the right direction. Just saying, harm, danger, and all of these things is what I always think about when I remember some of the things I've seen happen to gay people, to queer people, to LGBTQIA plus individuals. Harm, danger. But there is a massive difference between harm and discomfort because you can be uncomfortable and still treat and love people. But let's be very, very clear. There is a massive difference between harming someone and making them uncomfortable because we as queer people are not harming you by being ourselves. We are not putting your life in danger by living our life the way we were born, the way we were created. We are not. But the truth of the matter is that harm is violence. Harm is humiliation. Harm is abuse. Discomfort is someone encountering something that challenges their worldview. Our existence as queer people is not harm. It's not harmful. It might be unfamiliar to some of these people. It might be confronting for some of them, but something being unfamiliar is not immoral. It is not morally wrong. It is not. And if you decide to confront somebody and ask them things, do it in a way whereby it is not cruel. You can ask them, I don't understand this. How do I understand you? I just want to know. Explain to me. Be kind to people. It takes nothing for you to show compassion, for you to care, for you to do what is supposed to be done, for you to be kind to people. I have learned how to sit in anything I am going through to feel it. I have learned to do this. I was sharing a flat in a particular place in Manchester one time. The area is called Hume. I had a job at the time. That job was really, really stressful as well. And I was going through the whole struggle of my sexuality, my family, and everything. There will be times where I will come back home. I will just lay in bed and just go through my life. I will dissect my life. I will allow myself to feel every bit of everything. And I do this as well with when I'm really, really happy. I just allow myself to feel because there's nothing wrong with feeling. But another thing is that what do you do with what you are feeling? Because sometimes I do this, it brings out things that are positive, and sometimes it doesn't. But I allow myself to go through that. And another thing that happened at the time as well, I started losing some friends that I came out to, and they were acting waywardly. And I allowed myself to feel that loss, to grieve it, to allow myself to just go through that. Because not doing that that is not going to be of any good to me. And I did that and I'm good. So when you stop trying to manage everyone's reaction, for instance, something shifts. Because what I did is that I just said I'm not going to manage your reaction. I'm not going to do anything about that, but I'm just going to think about it and think about the right way forward for me, which I did. But the thing is that when you stop actually trying to manage everyone's reaction, something in you will shift. What then happens is that you stop over explaining yourself. You stop pre-editing yourself. You stop apologizing for visibility. You allow people to feel what they feel because that's their problem. And you allow yourself to remain steady, which I do all the time. And I did not know what I called this before. I used to always see it as clarity, as me understanding that this is what it's supposed to be. I never ever thought of it until one day I was like, oh my God, oh my goodness, this is emotional maturity. That is what it is. Because for me to be able to sit there and all of these things are happening and I allow room for this, that is emotional maturity. And sometimes I fail at that and sometimes I pass at that, but we try all the time. The thing is that you are not obligated to regulate other adults' emotions, other people's emotions. You are not obligated. You are not responsible. You are not in charge of that. You are responsible for your own emotions and how you feel. You are responsible to regulate yourself, your actions, your reactions towards how people feel and treat you and things like this. Because people can be wayward towards you. They can be disrespectful. They can insult you and do whatever. You are responsible for your own actions and how you react to it. And I always hold myself together. I always say to myself, no, not today. This is never going to happen. Respect yourself, Charles. Let's move along. I love boundaries. I do. I have cut off so many people. I have stopped speaking to so many people. But what I do love the most is boundaries without me being bitter. Majority of people I don't speak to, I am not bitter towards them. I am not angry towards them. It is what it is. We are going to be living our lives. Mind your business and I mind my business and I stay in my lane and you stay in your lane. Because saying I am not responsible for your discomfort doesn't mean I don't care about people. It doesn't mean I don't care about you. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I hate you. It means I will not distort myself to ease your internal conflict. I will not shrink myself for you to be comfortable, for you to be happy. I will not do that to myself. I can be kind to you and I can be respectful and you can do the same for me as well. You can be kind to me. You can be respectful towards me and I should do the same for you and I should be kind to you and respectful towards you as well. But what I do not have to do is disappear. I am not going to hide. That's never going to happen because the truth of the matter is that compassion does not require self-erasure. I do this every day. I follow the golden rule of humanity. I show compassion, empathy, kindness, love. I do all of the things, but I am not going to erase myself because of you. I am going to be compassionate. I will still be here. And you should learn that as well. Because some of these people that are higgy and haga sometimes don't really even think about this. I have said this so many times, and it's true. As a gay person, as a gay Igbo man, life has not been kind to me. It hasn't, and it continues to be that way. People have been disrespectful, mean, wished me harm, tell me every evil thing on the face of the earth. I have been treated differently from people who are supposed to love me, care for me, guide me, show me way, and all of the things. But one thing I will not take away from myself is the peace I have, the peace of mind I have, the comfort I have, the happiness I have, the tranquility, and all of the things. The calmness living in my truth brings me. I rather be outspoken and live my life the way I want and have all these people say all of this nonsense than hide and live my life miserably. And they will say, oh, you're a child, we love you, they support you, but you are miserable. I do not want to do that to myself. So I'm going to be here. Today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, I will be here. Nobody's going to stop me from being a gay Igbo man. If you find yourself constantly asking, is this too much? Will this upset them? Should I tone it down? I need you to pause. Ask this instead. Am I being authentic? Am I being ethical? If the answer is yes, their discomfort belongs to them. You are allowed to exist without seeking acceptance from anybody. You are allowed to exist without their permission, without seeking permission from them. You are allowed to exist without their validation. Just know this. And one thing you should know is that you are responsible for your integrity. You are responsible for your character. You are responsible for who you are and how you navigate this world and what you do. You are not responsible for protecting everybody's worldview from their madness, from friction, from whatever they think. It is not your responsibility, not at all. Because from where I am sitting, I know this. Growth always feels uncomfortable. And sometimes your existence is the friction someone needs. I swear, yeah, sometimes they need it. Because it reminds them of something. It wakes them up. It wakes them up from their slumber. I want you to take this with you, always. Just always know that you are not wrong, that you are not a mistake, that you are fabulous, you are wonderful, that you are brought into this world for a reason. You are the light. I have been Charles. Okay. This has been Igbo Queer and Unfiltered podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining the movement for visibility, truth, and representation. Yeah. Just be yourself. Just do what you need to do and let other adults do their own emotional work. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you in the next episode.